Steve VC here. So I'm going to do a little bit different of a breakdown. I'm not going to really break down the dynamics of the race. I'm going to talk more about the importance of positioning, show you how I moved up and why it's important to be up front. I'm also going to show you the winner of the P12 race and kind of how he was able to do that. Because I raced 2 races, the 2.3s and the 1.2s, and didn't really do much to write home about, other than, you know, this course was really dynamic. It was really a bit of a challenge to be able to navigate. And so, you know, let's talk about the importance of position. So, I mean, right here you can see that I am way too far back to play bikes. Like, whoever's doing whatever they want to do on the front, like, I have no control over that, right? I'm not going to get to go with any moves. I can't even see the moves. There's just a sea of dudes in front of me. So I need to get around this. I need to move up through the pack, but I can't just completely blow my matches moving up through the pack. I have to be really efficient in doing that, because if you did just, like, you know, completely burn your matches to get up to the front, then holding and maintaining that position up front is super difficult. So there was 2 key points in the race on this course that I found, and there's always these little secret spots that you can find to help you move up. And this was one of my big secrets, right? Is that the wind was coming from this direction. And so even though I'm not really on anyone's wheel, I'm actually getting a really big draft by being off to the left and sort of taking that line. And so that was huge. The other big part was late braking into this hairpin. And I think right here I get like 4 spots with 0 watts. That was a rhyme. And so, you know, obviously it's a little bit difficult to get in and out of that turn, but man, you can late brake, and if you're confident in your ability to turn, I think I even get this Mike Spikes guy right there because I had a better apex in that turn. So the whole first half of this race for me was moving up into position, and if I had a better start, honestly, I wouldn't have to deal with any of this. But again, I'm not getting to play bikes because I'm way too far back. And so once again, on this section, the wind's coming from the right. And so I kind of just float up the left. And you can see, I mean, I'm not burning any matches, and I'm able to sort of get around these guys. And I mean, there's a couple times there where I'm doing like 70 watts. I'm not really doing any watts. And then here again was where I'd make up, you know, 3, 4, 5 spots sometimes by just swinging out to the right and then kind of taking this this inside line. And obviously the more tight that you pull that turn, the more snap you kind of have to do to get out of that. But I mean, those were the 2 big spots for me, moving up super efficiently. And I mean, now I can start to see guys actually making the moves. Before, I was way too far back and I didn't even have a chance to go with any moves, right? Because I'm not really a great sprinter. I know that's shocking. So I need to try to go with some sort of move. But if I'm too far in the back, you know, no soup for me. So we're about 5 miles into the race, and now I'm in the top 10, right? Top 10 guys, which is pretty good. I'd like to be a little bit further up just because, man, some of these turns are just, they're single file, right? Guys are having to go single file through them. And this section right here, I'm telling you, man, every single time I would just go to the far left, and now, right, I'm able to see the moves going. I'm able to go with them, and nothing stuck in this race. There was a couple moves where I felt like maybe this might be it, but now I'm top 5, and now I'm able to take my lines the way I want to take them. The hard part, though, is that once you're in the top 10, like, everyone wants to be position 3 to 10, right? And so it gets a little bit difficult to maintain that position. So getting to the good position is one thing. Maintaining that position is another. But again, here's another important part of why I wanted to be up front, is that these moves, right, are going. And if I'm all the way in the back or just in the middle of the pack, I have zero chance to make any sort of move off the front. But you can see here, I've worked pretty hard to get up to the top, and then now I sort of just get swarmed, and that totally happens, right? You get to the front, and then the front starts to go a little bit slow, and then you get swarmed from the back, and now I kind of have to start this whole thing over again because now I'm 15, 20 deep, and that moving up that position, man, that takes a toll. So again, you just got to be super efficient about when you move up. So right here, I guess I sort of kind of snapped right there. I hit 500 watts, but you can see that everyone's to the right. The wind is blowing that way. I'm doing 170 watts. I'm doing zone 1, and I think I just passed, like 6 guys right there. And so trying to think about when the most efficient time is to move up. That's super important. And then, the fact that you are able to be up in that top 5 position allows you to be able to cover moves or look at moves that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. Right here was kind of interesting. There's a little bit of a move starting to go, and then this guy from Freewheel, look, he late brakes it so hard and closes that gap under braking, right? He didn't even close the gap under power. So taking the right lines, but then right here, he has a teammate up the road. And so then that move had all the right guys in it. Now, if I'm 20 deep, I'm not even able to see this move, right? And so, again, having the proper position allows for you to play bikes. It didn't go anywhere. No moves got away. But if I wasn't in that position, I really feel strong. Like, that move probably would have gone because it had all the right makeups. Again, good positioning. I had good positioning this whole freaking race, except for the last 4 laps. But good positioning, again, I'm keeping this guy totally dead in the wind. And yeah, there's a gap, but I'm going to be more efficient about it. And I'm going to let him pull through the headwind section. And then I sort of snap and pull off, hoping that, he sort of kind of just roasted his legs and that no one's going to be able to follow. But everyone was really motivated in this race. I think everyone was so afraid that a break was going to go. And this corner, you could have no power. You could late brake it super hard and close up a lot of distance. And so I think it's just a lot of guys, like, gaps of 2, 3, 4 seconds would just get squashed in that U-turn almost every time. Having good position also allows for you to avoid wrecks. This guy right here, I think he came in a little too hot. And then if you can see, I really don't know what happened. It's like he caught his front brake or clipped a pedal or did something. But behind me now, right, is everyone stacking up in that turn. And everyone's going to have to just burn matches to just get back in with the group. I'm actually surprised that didn't cause a bigger split, to be honest. I was hoping that just the front 5 guys were going to go. But the whole race was basically me moving up to the front, covering a move or going with a move, and then sort of just getting swarmed and kind of having to do that over and over and over again. And, there were just some guys that had that turn dialed, and other guys that quite, I think it was throwing them for a loop. Again, right here, the importance of good positioning is now I can be really efficient with my moves. And I sort of take a little attack here into the headwind, hoping that Chris wasn't going to chase me. And, again, like I said, I kind of did a couple moves. I chased a couple moves, but nothing really ended up happening. And right here, again, importance of positioning. I'm in the front 5, 10. And so this Mike's Bikes guy starts to go. And I don't, this is super efficient. I'm just on his wheel as he's going. I'm not having to burn a huge match to close down this big gap or anything like that. I think that we're going into a preem lap, which is like an intermediate sprint. So they had 7 intermediate sprints. And this guy, he looks over and he's just like, dude, are you going to steal my $50? And yes is the answer. I'm 100% going to steal your $50. I'm really grateful that he kept it going though, because I was really worried I was going to get swarmed. I snap off a pretty good little attack and was actually really surprised that I won a sprint. Again, it was an intermediate sprint, so it's not, anyway, 5 laps to go. I think 4 laps to go now. And so then I'm kind of stuck on the front, and then I just lose position, and I think I was a little bit too confident that I could make up positions, because I did it probably 4 or 5 times during the race, where I'd go from the back of the pack, I'd get myself through. But in the last couple laps, guys are really motivated to be up there, right? That's when it matters. Being up in the front 10 or even 5 on this course, really, that's where you want it to be. And right here you can see, like, I think this is 2 laps to go, and I'm trying to use my signature move of diving up the inside, but everyone is doing that, right? Everyone's kind of trying to make up their spot, and it's just like, dude, so the importance of positioning right now is that I'm buried and I have nowhere to go. And so then the sprint lights up and I'm nowhere near it. Like, just zero chance I'm going to be able to do anything. And the speed's so high and it's single file. So, importance of positioning would be that in this race, you needed to have been top 5, top 3 coming into the last couple turns. And so we're going to take a look at the P12s now, which this is the P12s, a much faster. It actually wasn't, I think, speed-wise, it wasn't much faster. It was just longer. And it was a little bit more tough. Guys here a little more experienced. And I was able to still be able to move up through the pack at least once. I only did it once. I felt like there was a point where there was going to be a move that went, and I wanted to be in it. The winner, dude, watch this. He from Team Illuminate, like all black kit. Just he went from all the way in the back, took that super tight line. I mean, that guy, like, watch this again, dude. Just, I think his pedal was over the curb right there. Very impressive. The dude was insane. And so you want to talk about, importance of positioning. He sort of sat in the group, and he explained it in the vlog a little bit, but he sort of just didn't. I think he made 2 moves, one that he shut down, and then, I mean, you can see, watch his line, look how much more efficient he is. I mean, he almost takes out that guy, but like way more efficient than everyone else, just carrying his speed. And then this is where he wins, right, is he takes this move, he's in position, he has good position to go, and obviously he has a ton of power because he just like rides everyone off their wheel. But I'm not in position to go with that, right? I've got 10 guys in front of me kind of blocking the road. Like, even if I wanted to, even if I could go with that move, I'm out of position, so I can't. I don't get to play bikes. I want to play bikes. So then I'm feeling there's one guy off the front, Chris Riker, and then that guy went. And they were just like dangling out there. So I'm thinking, man, one of these specialized guys or one of these turn guys, because they also have the big teams, they're probably gonna try to make a bridge. And so I really, for a moment, put on my big boy pants and I fought for position. And I felt so competitive. I felt like I belonged. I was battling with some of the fastest guys in NorCal, and I just felt amazing, dude. I mean, I usually don't ever feel amazing, but this, I felt good. So right here, Justin, dude, is just smashing. Super good sprinter, and I was hoping that me and him were gonna get away. I'm at the front now. He goes, I follow him, and then I kind of got stuck on the front a little bit after this move, and that was pretty much that, right? So I sort of just, for a moment, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna try to go back like 2 or 3 spots, and I end up just getting super swarmed and fall through the back, and I just didn't have the legs to move back up through the pack after that. So I kind of just rode around, and that was that. But again, man, that's the importance of positioning. And it doesn't really matter what level of racing you're doing. If you're a Cat 5 or if you're Cat 1, position is king. And having the right position, being in the right position, just allows for you to play bikes. Now, obviously, if you're like a hardcore sprinter, then you sort of get to sit in the back for a little while and wait till the very end, and you can sort of just move up at the very end. But for other people who aren't sprinters, man, you got to be at the front if you want to play. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and as always, Vegan Cyclist. Yeah!